Well, hello, Brookside. Hope everyone is doing well in this very different time, and I hope everyone's getting ready for school, whether that's going to be in a hybrid model or that's going to be all remote. We understand how crazy this summer has been and what a difficult time it is for everybody, but we're doing our best to keep you up to date. I know sometimes it takes a little bit longer for us to get back to you, and we appreciate your patience, and we're going to extend that appreciation a little bit further. The models that we have sent out to you, hopefully you had a couple days to look at them and I know that several of you have emailed about questions, and instead of me sending back 30, 40, 50 emails, it's easier to just kind of walk through here. And then if you have any other questions, we'll make sure that we get together to answer many of those other questions that you may have. So taking a look at the website and the information that you received, we're just going to go through and we're going to talk about every one of these sections, and hopefully I can give you a little bit clearer picture on what's happening. So in the hybrid scheduling calendar, you saw that again, our school day is going to be from 8:50 to 12:50. We'll get into specifics a little bit more about that as we go on in our chat here today. But you have that calendar in front of you, and we are not going to deviate from that calendar that you have at your disposal. So the hybrid learning model. So any of the children who are coming in person to school on the day that you are coming into school, whether it is a Monday or Wednesday, a Tuesday or Thursday, or your alternate Fridays, this is what it's going to look like. So our in-school days are going to be from 8:50 to 12:50. That is our in-person school day. The school day itself, though, will be the length of the entire day. So it will be from 8:50 to 3 o'clock. So we will have an entire school day, but it's just going to look markedly different. One of the misconceptions I think that some people still have, whether it's parents or staff, and I think we have to take away what we know about school and what we think school looks like, because that is not going to be what we see, what we feel, and some of what we hear and what we're experiencing on a daily basis. So the staff is working really hard to come up with innovative and creative ideas for instruction. We are consistently and continuously looking for other options and things that will engage the kids and really get them the social emotional support that they need and that academic support that they're going to get as well. So seating is going to be arranged. Everyone will be facing the same direction. Everyone will not be occupying every single seat. Seating will be staggered and seating will be socially distanced. So regardless of where your child is sitting in the classroom, they will be a minimum of 6 feet in front, behind, or to the side of any other student that is in the room at that time. The kids have to wear their masks during the day. So if you have not started working with your children about wearing a mask, we really would like to encourage you to do that. I would think that the majority of our students already have had an opportunity to wear a mask at some point in time. But if that has not happened up until now, that's something that really has to be done. The children will not be taking their masks off during the course of the day while they were in the building. We will have a snack break. We will have a mask break. The children will be, though, let outside by their teacher in order for that to happen. And again, we'll say socially distant when they are outside. You'll say, well, what about water and them having their water bottles? The water fountains will not be able to be utilized through the press button, but we will have our filling stations. So we would like everybody to bring in a water bottle. What is that going to look like? You're asking if they do not, or if they're not allowed to take off their masks. So if I have my mask on and I'm going to take a sip of water, we have our flip top and straw. All the children have to do is to pull their mask out. They can lift up, take their sip of water, and then their mask goes right back on, and they'll continue to wear that mask throughout the course of the day until they have that time. What about the children who are coming on a daily basis? The children that will be present in school every day will be students who receive special education and related services and students who receive English language services. So those are the two cohorts of children that will be coming to school every single day. So again, when you come in, the majority of instruction is going to be in language arts and math. They will have science, they will have social studies that will be um, instructed throughout their time. It is not going to be the primary focus of our instructional piece. As you see, math and language arts, we will be fostering in science will be included in a lot of the math lessons, and in our social studies will be incorporated into a lot of our language arts lessons as well. We said daily snack times. We are following the allergy guidelines. So again, please make sure we are not a peanut-free school, but we are looking to make the best and healthiest choices as we could make. Please make sure that you read the allergy guidelines, and that will give you a much better idea as to what a snack would look like. So we are looking to make sure that there is no sharing of materials. All of the students will have their own desk. So if there are 20 students in a classroom, there will be 20 desks. There will not be any more than 11 of those desks utilized at one time. And again, everything will be marked off and socially distant in the room. Any of their cubbies and closets, we will not be using that. So the kids will bring their backpacks in, their backpacks will be next to them, and they will just be taking any of their materials that they need for the day out of their backpack and putting it on their desk. We have removed all carpets. We have removed all flexible seating, which are maybe like are the little soft chairs that we have, or beanbag chairs. None of that is in any of the classrooms. I'm going to move myself over here. Sorry about that. So none of that is in the classrooms, and we're going to, again, that will not be returning to the classroom anytime soon. So if I am hybrid, and actually what is going to happen is, we have an all remote learning model. That all remote learning model is going to look like what this remote learning day looks like. What we've been trying to do is we were trying to get some staff who may have been home for various reasons, not being able to attend school. We were trying to get them to be possible remote teachers. That unfortunately is not going to be able to happen. So all of the students are going to be assigned a homeroom, and they will be logging in remotely with their hybrid remote learning friends on each day. Every morning, everyone is required to meet at 9 a.m. for their morning Zoom. That's where we will take it. That's where the teachers will take attendance. That's where they will have their morning meetings. That's where they will have their activities. So between 9 a.m. and 12:50 p.m., we will have, as you said, there are times out here that there are minimum face-to-face times. What that really is going to look like for Brookside School is that the students will be logging in. We encourage them to be logged in for the entire time that they are in school in this virtual learning session, which is from 9 a.m. until 8:50 a.m. until 12:50 p.m. That does not mean that they will be talking to a teacher that entire time. What that will look like mostly is that the teacher will be giving a 15-minute mini lesson where she will be streaming, or he will be streaming live with the children that are in the room, along with the children that are remote for that day. So all of our remote friends will be logged in live. They will get that mini lesson from the teacher. The teacher will then shut off everyone's microphone. She will give the students independent work time. So if I am either a hybrid home or I am an all remote student that's home, your teacher will give you an assignment. You will then step away from the computer. You will work on that assignment while the teacher is then focusing their instruction on the children that are in front of them at that time. The teacher will then come back and then will give everyone a heads up that he or she is back online, where then the children that are remote for that day will then check back in and will have access to hearing the instruction and being a part of the instruction that is happening in the classroom. So how that goes throughout the course of the day is going to depend on how your classroom teacher is setting up their instructional time. I will also be sending home a mock schedule of what that would look like. So it's not just words that you're hearing from me right now. I will include that in a separate email home that I will send. Now, participation, that the kids have to then the participation. What the kids have to be aware of is that if I am a hybrid that day, if I am remote instruction for my day, and I am an all remote learner, I have a mandatory second check-in besides my 9 to 12:50 or my 8:50 to 12:50. I will be required to sign in again at 2 p.m. where my teacher will meet me and we will talk about what your learning looked like for the day. If you have questions on any of the lessons, if you have questions on any of your independent work. So that is a 2 to 2:40 time period that the teachers will be having that small group with the remote learners and with the whether it's hybrid or all remote for that day. They will also be prepping them for the following day, the kids that are coming into school. The teacher will be prepping them for what they need to bring into school. We'll also be prepping the remote learners on what to expect and any of the work that they must submit or that they were working on that day as well, and what it's going to look like the following day. I think one of the most important things that we really want everyone to understand is that if I'm at home, whether it's an all remote day or it's my home hybrid day, the students should be in one central location. They should have all of their materials there. It is like a school day. So when it's time for them to break and go on to their independent work, the kids should not be, they can of course, get up and move around, but they should not be going outside. It is not break time for them. They should be working on what it is that the teacher has instructed them to do. The second piece of that is that we should not see children in their pajamas. We should not. This should look nothing like it did in the spring. Children should not be in their pajamas. Kids should be up. They should be dressed. They should be ready for learning. They should not be lying on the couch, lying in a chair, lying on the floor. They should be at an instructional space, and we're going to send home a kind of a guide to what that instructional space should look like. Because when the teacher does come back on live, they should be available then to interact and to have an opportunity to gain that live instruction and the next lesson that the teacher is going to go into. So there's going to be a lot of active participation. It is not just going to be an assignment posted on Google Classroom, you go on, you work on that, and then you submit it at another time. It's not going to look like that at all. Students will be getting emails. We just finished setting up all of our students and sending it to technology. So technology will be setting them up with an email, and they will make sure that gets sent to all of our families. So what are the Zoom ground rules? And whether it's Zoom or whether it's Google Meet, when the teacher is talking, no one else is talking. We want to make sure that you are on time. We said Zoom from your kitchen or your living room, and it says mute yourself, but the teacher has the ability to mute all of the students. That way, that there's not a lot of additional noise in the background. There's not a lot of additional interruptions for the kids and distractions for them as well. Videos have to be on. They cannot just put their picture up or to put some type of non-video screen. It has to be their video, and they have to be live, and they have to be prepared. Their adult needs to be just around in case we need something. There is a feature to raise your hand, so you can ask a question, and like everything else, be respectful. Well, I think another caveat that people have to understand is that there will not be a camera facing all of the other students in the room. There will be a camera or a computer or a Chromebook, which is facing where the instruction will be happening. So the instruction is going to be on a smartboard. The instruction is going to be on a TV, on one of the interactive televisions. That's what the kids will be looking at, and that's what the kids will be listening to. They will also be listening to the teacher's voice, as the teacher has their FM system on, and their FM system will provide plenty of audio so that the students will be able to work. So you see down at the independence, students will participate in live instruction for a minimum of 60 minutes per remote day. It will be much more than that, but we're setting 60 minutes as a minimum from the beginning, only because it's going to take a while to get everyone up and ready, and what the expectations are for all the teachers and what the expectations are for all of the children and what the classroom is going to look like and what all remote is going to look like. And as you know, there's so many moving pieces here that we're going to, we're doing our best to address. If you are having problems and you are struggling, please make sure that you are reaching out to your teachers, and please make sure again that you are present. This is that this active participation that we were talking about is really something that needs to be done. So we really need everybody to be a part of that. So we move into all remote learning. That all remote learning is going to look exactly like I just talked about. These are minimum times. So fourth and fifth grade, it's a minimum of 2 hours. Second and third grade is a minimum of an hour and a half FaceTime. K1 is a minimum of an hour FaceTime. My expectation for the staff of Brookside School is it's going to exceed the minutes that are here. So students will be able to participate in all of the core subjects. Their Zoom is going to be mandatory. They need to be in for attendance. They need to be there for their morning meetings. And again, the teacher will be sending home a schedule as well once we have finalized specials and what that instruction is going to look like as to when I'm not even going to say login times, they're check-in times, because the students should not be logging in and logging out and logging in and logging out. It should not look like that. And you see whatever else is there. But we are going to, our students that are all remote are going to be as active and as engaged as the hybrid students, whether or not it is their remote day or whether or not they are in school. So moving to specials will be all remote. Now that's going to look very different. Again, as I said, we're looking to streamline as much as possible. We're looking to find out what the best course of action. All of our specialists will be in school. They will be in their home school, meaning that we share, with the exception of physical education, we share teachers with Berkeley School. So if, let's say Mrs. Eliason, she's in Brookside, is technically her home school. She will be teaching all of her lessons from the media center. They will be live streamed lessons. So when it's time for your child to have phys ed, art, music, world language, media, band, or choir, they will be again logging on, but they will be given a different link. And that link, they will log into their Google Classroom for each particular special, and they will participate in live instruction during that time. So sometimes there will be maybe a taped piece that we might do a flipped classroom, and Mrs. Portelli would send something home, maybe a video for you to watch before the next day. So before you're participating in art, there are some other art materials and lists that we're going to send home, so to make sure that our kids have everything. But we are still doing our best to kind of figure out how this is going to work, and whether it's the remote learning day or we're going to go through every single day. It's been extremely difficult to plan, but we are doing our best to make it work. Physical activity for physical education, the kids will be going outside as much as possible, and our new physical education teacher, Mr. Hull, will be sending you some additional information, as will all of our special teachers, kind of giving you some additional information as what that's going to look like. So Chromebook and materials pickup. Everyone will be getting a Chromebook. If you have your own Chromebook, we will still be assigning you a Chromebook just in case. We're not going to hand it out to you, but just in case something happens to the Chromebook or the computer that you're using at home, we have something assigned to you as a backup. So this Thursday, September 10th, we are giving all of our kindergarten, next Thursday, September 10th, this Thursday. Woo! All kindergarten students are going to come tomorrow to school, and we just have a very informal meet and greet. And all of the kindergarten students, you are going to get your Chromebooks at our meet and greet. So make sure that you have an opportunity to come. If you are unable to come, it's okay. It's no big deal. You just give us a call whenever you're around, and we'll make sure we get that to you. So Thursday, September 10th, between 1 and 3, and Friday, September 11th, from 1 to 3. If you are in group 2, if you are the Tuesday, Thursday cohort, or you are an all remote student, you will be coming to pick up your textbook, any other materials that you need, and your Chromebook. Most of you should have a Chromebook from our spring remote session. If you do not have that Chromebook, again, you need to reach out. Just send us an email. Please make sure that you include Mrs. Kaufman and Mrs. Letizia on that, and we will make sure that you get yourself a Chromebook. If you are in group 1 or you are a student receiving special education and related services or a student receiving English language services, you will get all of your materials and your Chromebook the first day of in-person learning, which is Monday, September 14th. So we will be giving all remote and group 2, people who will not be here on the first day of school, which is September 13th, we will be getting that. You will be coming to pick up your materials and your Chromebook on either Thursday, September 10th or Friday, September 11th. It is only between those 3 times. So if you, those 2 times from 1 to 3, if you cannot pick up on one of those 2 days, you'll have to call and let us know. Call Mrs. Kaufman or Mrs. Letizia, and we will do our best to set up. You cannot come earlier than that because we still have not even received all of our Chromebooks for grades 1 through 5 from technology. So we haven't had an opportunity to get all of the materials together for all of the classes. So you will not be able to get your materials before that. As you see, all of the schools have the same dates set up. We're trying to be as uniform as possible. So more. What else do we have here? Come on. Oh, maybe I got to move. Let me move down here. So arrival and departure. What's arrival and departure going to look like? So every day, 8:40 to 8:50 is when we are going to open the doors at 8:40. We ask that you not get here much earlier than that because we're going to have to be very careful about our social distancing and making sure that that is paramount. Once we open the doors for children, they are going to head right up to their classroom where they will be received by their teacher who will be in class already. There will be myself, there'll be Mrs. James, there will be aides, there will be specials teachers that will be around to help everyone get to where they need to go. So all of our new parents and our kindergarten folks that are just new to Brookside School, we will make sure that all of the kids get to where they need to be. So what that is going to look like, kindergarten will be entering where you normally do, over by the kindergarten playground. So we will have specific places for each class to line up. And then when it is time to send the kids to class, we will make sure that we send them to the class. First grade, same as normal. You'll be coming in the main entrance. So we will have 4 different lines for first grade. Grade 2 and 3, you will be on the big blacktop. So that's where you will be lining up, and you will be coming in on that side door like we come in the mornings or during lunch or recess. When we do have lunch and recess or at dismissal, that's where you will be. Grade 4 will be the rear entrance number 1. I'm going to send something else home. I'm going to give you a map so it looks a little better. But when you go around the back of the school, that very first door we're calling entrance 1 for right now. So again, the 4th grade, that will be your stairwell. The 5th grade, you're going to walk all the way down closer to where the rear entrance is by the gym, and that will be where you will be coming into school. They will also be exiting out the exact same doors. So the doors that the kids come in the morning, they will be going out that exact same door. And what is dismissal going to look like? We will be staggering those dismissals so that we can remain socially distant in the hallway, as we will do in the morning time. And we will make sure that we have those. You'll see on the map when I send that out, you'll see exactly where the children are coming out, where you will be able to meet them. Now, again, unfortunately, at dismissal, when dismissal is over, we need to head out. We cannot gather on the playground. We cannot, gather and talk and hang out because of the number of people we will have. We really need to make sure that we are we are moving on for the day. So we respectfully request that at dismissal, that then we have everyone moving along. So health and safety procedures, the students, as we said, will have their masks all day long. They will be in homeroom unless they receive some other supports or services. There will be minimal moving throughout the hallways. The only bathrooms that are shared bathrooms are the bathrooms upstairs. All of the first floor classrooms have bathrooms in their classroom. Bathrooms will be sanitized every 30 minutes. Our custodians will be going around. We have sanitizers that we have different machines that spray and sanitize. When the students come into school every day, they will be sanitizing their hands. They will go to their classrooms. They will also then be washing their hands when they get up to classrooms. Classroom desks are disinfected at the end of every day. So once students leave, our custodians go in and they clean and disinfect the entire classroom at that time. So every desk, whether it is occupied or unoccupied, will be cleaned on a daily basis. Students will use hand sanitizer upon reentry to the classroom. So that if they go out and they use the bathroom in the hallway, when they come back in, even though they just wash their hands after using the restroom, they will be sanitizing their hands and or washing their hands again once they come back in to that classroom. We will continuously to update you, and whether it's through our health office or through these little videos that we will send out, we will make sure that you get as much information as possible. The number one key to all of this is that we need your help. And if a student is not feeling well, they should not come to school. I know everyone's trying to get back to work and we're trying to have some normalcy in our lives. But if your child is not feeling well, please do not bring them to school. We are respectfully requesting in a very strong way that you not send them to school. We also cannot use the playground during the course of the day because the playground needs to be sanitized after every use. So whether or not children are playing on it during the course of the day, it's too difficult. If one group goes out and they play on the playground, that's the playground equipment, of course, not the blacktop, that then we would have to then go back and re-sanitize that. There are also some links. Here's a district provided screening. You could press on that link, and there is another link down here that you can go in and you can read that additional information. And then just as a final heads up, this resources and information, if academic, non-academic support, Mrs. James, she's a rock star. She is here for all of the children as much as all of the rest of us and all the rest of the teachers are. So we ask that you reach out. If you have schedule-specific questions, if you have questions about how the day is running or what the expectations are, you should please direct those to me. More likely than not, you're going to get a phone call from me because the amount of email that is coming in, I just simply don't have the resources to respond to the amount of emails that are coming in. And a lot of times it's just easier to pick up the phone and call. So I would, if I were you and you sent me an email moving forward after you receive this, if you sent an email before this, I'm trying to address all of the questions that I recorded through all of the emails that I received. And if that's not the case, if I did not answer all of your questions, then please reach out with a separate email and I will call you. So a lot of information in a little period of time, but hopefully I was able to answer some of the questions that you may have had. If you have additional questions, please let me know. I will do my best to reach out and to call you. We again thank you for your patience, and we thank you in advance for your cooperation as we are moving into this school year that is going to look unlike any other. So with that being said, our best from Brookside School to all of you. We hope that everyone is healthy. We hope that everyone is well, and we look forward to this crazy educational journey, which we are actually pretty excited about and looking at it as a really positive challenge. And we know that if any community is able to make it work, it's our Brookside community. So thank you again, everyone. Stay well, and we're going to talk to you soon. Take care.